Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of Tobermory 12-year-old. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of Tobermory 12-year-old. Tobermory 12-year-old is a single malt Scotch whisky from the Isle of Mull, and the Tobermory distillery makes peated and unpeated whisky. This particular whisky is unpeated. The peated whisky comes out under the name Lecheg. This particular whisky is also non-chill filtered and natural colour, and it retails for around £42 in the UK. It's also 46.3% ABV and is part of the Distel group. Should we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. So before I start nosing and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say that is like an Amontillado colour. It really is a lovely colour indeed. Let's start with the nose. Right, so immediately this is quite fruit forward. I'm getting like white wine. I'm getting like tropical fruit. I'm getting like malted cereal. There's also some red fruits in there, which is nice. I'm getting like fresh cut grass. And there's also like a sort of like a baking spices note in there, like cinnamon. Reminds me a little bit of like Danish pastries. Really is nice. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so I get lots of sweet fruit. Really is lovely and fruity on the palate. There's a really nice oily sort of mouthfeel that goes with this as well, which is really nice. It's almost like slightly waxy in character. It's yeah, reminds me a little bit of Clynelish with that sort of character. But yeah, this is really nice indeed. Let's have another sip. Yeah, so I'm starting to get malted cereal, like I picked up on the nose, and there is a little bit of heat and barrel spice on the palate. It's not overly spicy at 46.3%. I think it's probably maybe a touch hotter than I'd expect, but only a smidge. It is really quite light in terms of that extra spice. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, so I'm starting to get the red fruits coming through now. It's almost like it's got a wine influence. Reminds me of several wine finished whiskies I've had. As far as I'm aware, there isn't a wine influence on this, but yeah, I'm definitely not aware there is. If you know otherwise, let me know in the comments. As always, I'd love to find out. But yeah, this is really nice and fruity. In terms of finish, I'd say it's like a medium length. There is some bitter wood that lingers on in there. There is that sort of chili pepper heat that's lingering on the palate as well, and that sort of stone fruit note that yeah, really is lovely and fruity. In terms of value, well, as I said, this retails for around the sort of £42 mark in the UK, and for a 12-year-old, which is non-chill filtered, natural colour and 46.3%. I think this is, I think this is good value. It's quite a tasty dram as well. I remember comparing the previous core range of this, which was the 10-year-old, against the Lecheg, and I preferred the non-peated Tobermory. And yeah, this is really, really nice whiskey indeed. I think it's probably the sort of whiskey that you could drink fairly regularly. It's quite nice, it's inoffensive, it's reasonably tasty, and not overly expensive. But it's it's definitely not the sort of whiskey that will wow you, but it is a nice, pleasant, tasty whiskey. If you've tried this whiskey, let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. And if you think there's a different whiskey that maybe is a competitor to this, that maybe is better, cheaper, tastier, let me also know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hopefully you found that interesting, and I'll see you next time. Stauncher.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.